Hello and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Transformers review for you today. This is Generations Armada Starscream. As you can see, it comes with this IDW comic book in the back here. Here's a little bit closer look at him in package. Ooh. Little Decepticon symbol on the side. And it says that it is Series 2, number 11. Here's a look at the back. Alt mode, robot mode. There's his tech specs. So let's go ahead and get it out of the package and take a look. Okay, so out of the packaging, I think the robot mode looks pretty good. His head has articulation. Swivel side to side. It also has light piping, which I'll show you. You can see the whole kind of back of the head is, made of clear translucent plastic, so you can see the light piping in his eyes a little bit there. Now, his shoulder does move out like this, and then it also can turn here. There's a swivel joint right here, right below the shoulder, so that the arms can turn like this. 90 degrees here at the elbow. Now the fists can only move like this as part of the transformation. They fold up inside. Other than that, the arms don't move. Then you have a ball joint here at the hip, so that can go out, up. Then you also have a swivel right below the hip. And then you have 90 degrees at the knee. And then the ankles, this moves as part of the transformation, and also this can move a little bit. So you have some flexibility there in the ankles as well. Just kind of stand them up. He does come with two swords. They're kind of the same orange translucent plastic as the light piping on the back of the head. So let's go ahead, pop one of those in each fist. On the back here, these are the missiles. They can rotate 90 degrees, and then they kind of peg in. You'll see these two holes here. They just kind of peg in up there, so they can be like shoulder-mounted cannons. And basically, it's just a friction missile. You just push this part forward. And I don't know if you can see that, but this missile shot out. I'll try to do the other one and see if you can... They're flying out. But basically, you just push this, and that whole thing, the yellow part even comes out a little bit, so you just load it back in. It's just a friction missile. You just push this. He does have two mini-com ports on top here. So I think the robot mode is pretty good. I just wanted to do a little bit of a 360 real fast before I get into the transformation. Overall, I really do like this robot mode. I definitely like it a lot more than the original Armada figure just because it has more articulation. My only complaint is right here on the legs, like from the hip to the knee. I kind of wish that was the same gray color as the forearms, just to break up the red a little bit. You have most of the torso being red. I just think it would have been nicer to have that be the same gray as the forearms, just to break the red up a little bit. But otherwise, I think the robot mode looks very good. Okay, to get into the transformation, I'm going to start by removing his two swords. They do fold in half, just like that, and they do peg in. There's a tiny kind of little peg right here and just a little slot right here so that when you fold them in half, they will stay. Now the nice thing is if you come around to the back of the wings, like this, you can kind of see, and it probably won't show up that great, you can kind of see the angle here on the wing, right here. That's where the blade, this tab right here, is going to go in the hole. And they just tab on to the back of the wing like that. and then the other one just tabs on exactly the same way. And that's how you can store these swords. You're going to go ahead and just fold these in. They just fold in right like that. You're going to take the missiles and rotate them up and peg them in like he was going to do the shoulder mounted guns. Then you can turn these wings 90 degrees. You're going to want to make sure that the arms are all the way, you know, close to the body. But then you can rotate these wings just 90 degrees like that. Come around to the back and you'll see this big yellow piece. You're going to rotate that back, and then it's going to peg in again, just as if you had these vertical. It's going to peg into the same spot on the yellow piece. Turn the whole figure like this. You turn the 2 feet in towards each other, and that's the rotation here right below the hips, this joint. Collapse the feet together. Now they're not going to go 100% straight. They're going to be like that, where they're, you know, the feet here are not going to go they're not going to go 100% straight. They're just going to be like that. Then you're just going to rotate these right up. And you'll see here that they have 3 tabs on this side and 2 tabs on the right. They're just going to fit together. Yeah. Sorry, it's just not 100%. You just kind of fiddle it. It snags in pretty good. Whoops. Oh, I'm forcing it probably too much. They just kind of combine together like that. Now these you can pull out a little bit, or actually I guess when it's like this, you can collapse it in for robot mode, but then as you go ahead, it's going to push it out. So you just want to make sure these are all the way extended. That's probably why I had trouble. So there you go. Then you're going to come around to this joint. You're going to rotate 90 degrees. And then right here, you can see this gray tab. That is going to tab into this tiny hole on the wing. So just straighten out the arm when you rotate it, and then that's going to tab into the wing. And then you'll see the arm is just straight. Nice straight with in line with the legs. So you're going to do that with the other side. Peg that into the wing. So you'll see everything is a really nice, straight, compact along the back. And then you literally just fold up the nose cone and then fold the head down. And then on the bottom you'll see there's a little tab that you can fold up to hide the head. But there you go. Armada Starscream in jet mode. Okay, so here we have Armada Starscream in vehicle mode. He does have landing gear. You can just pop it down here, and then it just folds down from right there. But I have to say, I really do like the jet mode. I like this figure a lot more than I thought I was going to, because I wasn't a huge fan of the original Armada Starscream, but I really think that this mold fixed a lot of the problems that I had with the original. I do like this jet mode. Like I said, it's a lot of red, a little bit more gray, might have broken it up a little bit better, but or some more black accents, whatever they wanted to do, because I feel like it's a lot of red. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Overall, I have to say I really do like this figure. I thought I wasn't going to like it that much, again, because I wasn't that big a fan of the original Armada Starscream. But there's a couple things. In the original Armada Starscream, his hands just kind of hung out here. Like, they just kind of, like the fists folded up, but then they just kind of had like an L shape down here. So I like that they've corrected that. Now they're flush and they're in line back here with the legs, which I really appreciate. The legs kind of transform the same way as the original, but I didn't mind that as much. And I like how he now has 2 swords instead of 1. And you also don't have to remove one of his wings to use the 2 swords. So I really do appreciate that as well. And I also like that this, in robot mode, can now fold back to become a backpack instead of having the piece stick all the way straight out like it did in the original. I also have to say I enjoy the fact that it's a pretty easy transformation. I mean, most of these steps are pretty easy. Just kind of fold out these legs. I have to remember to fold the wings back in and fold them out when I'm transforming it back. The landing gear was a little tough for me to get out, honestly. The ones on the legs weren't too bad, but the ones up here on the nose cone were kind of a pain. But other than that, I have to say, my only complaint is... Here, let me back this up a little bit. There's a lot of things that they improved on the original figure. Like, I really like the fact that this backpack can attach on here instead of... The old figure, it had to stay out like this the whole time. And it was just kind of ridiculous. So I really enjoy the fact that they pushed that down so I don't have to deal with that as much anymore. And I like that he can use both the swords while still having both wings for symmetry, because I just think that looks better. I have to say, I do really like this figure, but there's only one or two things, like I said, I would really like this to be gray, because I really think that would break up the red. Maybe just a little bit more black accents kind of up here in the top, just because it's a lot of red. It really is a lot of red. But I have to say, overall, I definitely recommend it, especially if you never had the original Armada Starscream, I would definitely recommend it. Or if you're a big fan of Armada Starscream, this is definitely an update to that, and I really think it fixed a lot of the problems. The arms kind of hanging out in vehicle mode they fixed, and the giant backpack that's stuck straight out in robot mode can now be folded down and become a logical backpack. He can use both swords without having to take off one of his wings. So I think they fixed a lot of the problems with the original. So I definitely recommend this figure. It definitely surprised me. I like it a lot more than I thought I was going to. But please, tell me what you think about in the comments. Please like, please share this video, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.